Hello, it's Stacey Holt from Real Estate Excellence. A quick update regarding the RTRA Act review. I'm recording this video for you on Wednesday, the 17th of November 2021. Now, as we all know, Stage 1 of the RTRA Act review changes have gone through Parliament and passed. They passed on the afternoon of the August 14th, 2021. Now, just a bit of a recap, just forgive me looking sideways sometimes. We know that we had a massive review pre-COVID. We know that the then Labor government released in November 2019, actually yesterday, two years ago, the regulatory impact, the decision statement basically. So we knew November 2019, moving forward, what was happening. And then COVID hit. So the bill never got introduced to Parliament. Everything was paused. And of course, we know the COVID-19 tenancy emergency regulation laws came in April 2020. So of course, in June 2021, the Housing Minister, Miss Leanne Enoch, for the Labor government, because in between COVID and this year, of course, we had an election and Queenslanders voted the Labor Anastasia Palaszczuk government back in with a majority government, okay, for 4 years. They've just finished their first year, 3 to go. So we knew November 2019 that the Labor government policy and decisions basically were to make changes to the Act in 2 stages. Now, Stage 1, as I've said, and as we're aware, has passed, but not all of it has commenced. So basically, we know that Stage 1 of the government focus was basically safety, security and certainty. And Stage 1, ending tenancies fairly, these are the government themes and words: minimum housing standards, pets, domestic and family violence, and other minor subsequential amendments. And I'm just clarifying there the words from the government. So Stage 1 has ending tenancies fairly, and we know that, of course, there are a number of new provisions for giving a notice to leave on behalf of the lessor client. And of course, tenants have new notice of intention to leave. Now, these laws haven't commenced. So when you talk about the Stage 1, ending tenancies fairly, minimum housing standards, pets, domestic and family violence, and other minor subsequential amendments, and they include, for example, once they commence, they haven't. The tenant returning the entry report, current law is 3. When it commences, 7. One of the new definitions of emergency repairs is anything to do with minimum housing standards once that commences. So the Stage 1 ending tenancies fairly laws that have passed, we know what they are. And I must mention, Real Estate Excellence members, we've sent you a number of comprehensive overviews, and the last one was the 8th of November, Monday the 8th, with a wonderful fact sheet with information, everything you need to know basically, and very useful for you. It's so that was emailed to you on the 8th. If you need us to resend it, please just email us. And or the latest member update folder, so at Member Online, so realestateexcellence.com.au, Member Online. Go to the latest member update, the November 2021. Everything you need to know is there for your self-development knowledge, for staff training and more. And obviously a lot more to come from us. So the ending tenancies fairly laws and all the changes to come with that, we're yet to find out a date. Okay, so proclamation, which basically means a date to be announced publicly by government. So stay tuned. The minimum housing standards, we know what they are. And we know that they're commencing, the first trigger is 1 September 2023. Now, please remember that the minimum housing standards, 1 September 2023, that commencement date only applies to the minimum housing standards, nothing else. Okay? In relation to pets, and basically a lot of the pet laws, in my opinion, are pretty much the best practice that we do day in, day out and have done for years. So, as most would know, we currently have nothing in the legislation to do with pets, and it's all been a negotiation and best practice, and that's what we've done. Most of the laws are simply the best practice. And Lessors have prescribed reasonable reasons to say no, or if they say yes, they can have reasonable conditions, etc. So there's by far most of it is purely what we have been doing forever. It's just been put into the legislation, and again, members reminding you that you've got all that information at Member Online and or email us. Now, the domestic and family violence provisions, now we've had them for like 20 months or whatever it is. Since the COVID tenancy laws came in on the April 24th, 2020. Now, they've just merged, morphed into the Act. So all the laws passed, as I'm saying, in stage 1, October 14th. But the actual domestic and family violence laws commenced October 20th. Okay, so they're currently in play. Members, on that, we've got in folder 18 of the PME, the domestic violence folder, we've got a best practice email template and also information about the continuing interest, information for when a victim of domestic violence leaves and there's other tenants there. So again, email us if you need, and we'll be providing more information continuously. So the only thing that has commenced is the domestic and family violence provisions, which again have just morphed from the COVID regulations, okay? The RTA website has the new approved forms for this, and also some very, very, very good information and credit where credit's due to the RTA for that. And obviously it's all of government focus with this insidious issue with domestic and family violence and assisting victims in these dreadful situations. So stage 1, ending tenancies fairly, minimum housing standards, PETs, and the other minor subsequential amendments, such as the entry condition report change from 3 days to 7 for return of the tenant upon possession of the property. Now, they're yet to commence, so we'll learn together when that date is. It won't be a ridiculous date. The government will give the industry time to learn all the information. So stage 2, we're going to learn together more so in 2022. And the Labor government in November 29, pre-COVID, when they announced the 2-stage process of change, noting again that stage 1 has occurred. Stage 2 at the time is the heading from government is modern tenancy laws and accountability. And they've flagged their balancing privacy and quiet enjoyment with reasonable entry rights, supporting accessible and sustainable rental accommodation through effective bond rent and tenure settings, improve property manager accountability and conduct, improve access to timely, consistent and effective dispute resolution mechanisms. So stay tuned, we'll see if that's updated from the government. The Housing Minister, Ms Leanne Enoch for the Labor government, did say in Parliament through the passing of the stage 1 bills that more information is expected early to mid-2022. And of course, as most would know, I've released the February and March 2022 training dates, the half-day PME, Property Management Excellence training dates throughout Queensland, having just finished them. I've just gone through the state, as most would know, and only finished the other day through all of Queensland, educating on stage 1 of the laws. So realestateexcellence.com.au, training events, members remember, member online, or we're an email away for any support. And we'll learn the commencement dates for the ending tenancies fairly, the PETs, other minor subsequential amendments together. And as I say, it won't be 1st of December, it won't be something, ridiculous. It will be workable. That's not what government does. They don't put things in that are substantial changes without due notice and education and training. Thank you for joining me. This is Stacey Holt from Real Estate Excellence, and bye for now.